Hi everyone, my name is Tessa and I'm one of the first year students here at Northwestern. We were so sad when we found out we weren't going to be able to meet you all in person during the interviews, so we thought it would be a fun idea to make a video for you all, just introducing ourselves and so you could get a perspective on the program from a student's point of view. And at the end we have an FAQ section just with questions that we had going into the program and questions that we've all come up with that are helpful for you to know. And obviously we'll be around during the virtual happy hour and during your interview day, and so feel free to contact us if you have any questions. But so to get started, like I said, my name is Tessa. I'm originally from Wisconsin and I went to the University of Wisconsin. I graduated last May, so I went straight into grad school from undergrad. My favorite memory so far in the program was on Genetic Counseling Awareness Day. We had a genetics themed bake-off. So my team made mitochondrial DNA donuts and they were very good. We got third place, so that was awesome. But it was just really fun. There was a lot of good food and everybody got to hang out with genetic counselors from all over Illinois, alumni, so that was super fun. So good luck on your interview.
Hi, my name is Maddie Telemontis. I am from Chatfield, Minnesota, which is a small little town next to Rochester. I went to Carleton College for my undergrad degree and then came straight to Northwestern. I'd say my favorite part about Northwestern is all the people here. All of my classmates are amazing and we get along really well. And I think that you'll see that once you get to meet us and talk to us a little bit more. And then our directors are amazing and funny, and we all have a really good time here.
Hey everyone, my name is Joe Strohmeyer. I'm one of the first year students here. I hope that you're enjoying your interview day so far. I'm going to tell you a bit about myself. I'm from Edwardsville, Illinois. It's where I went to undergrad at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville as well. I did just graduate this last spring, so I was able to go straight into graduate school from there. My favorite moment of the program so far has been a half graduation, half birthday party that me and my two roommates, Kat and Laura, who are also in the program, threw for our class and the class above us. It was a much needed get together after a really stressful week. And it was really awesome just to have everyone together under one roof and decorating half the apartment as a graduation and half the other apartment as a happy birthday was interesting to say the least. So that's been my favorite moment so far.
Hey guys, I'm Yelena. I'm a first year student at Northwestern. I'm from Mount Prospect, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago, and I actually commute from the suburbs to the city every day for class. I went to Iowa State and I graduated in 2018. I decided to take a gap year before applying to work in research and also gain more experience for applications. My favorite thing to do in between classes is to walk up and down Michigan Ave, go to the water tower, visit fun shops, all that fun stuff.
Hi, my name is Melissa.
And I'm Jazz.
And we're both first years here at Northwestern. And I came from California. I went to UC Davis for undergrad and I took 1 year off.
Yeah, and I'm from Vancouver, Canada, and I went to Simon Fraser University for my undergrad in Vancouver, and I graduated in 2016, so I took 3 years off before coming here. One of our favorite places in Chicago, I think for both of us, is a little bit basic, but we both really love the Bean. We go there like any chance that we get, or anytime we need to just kind of like sit and feel some peace in our lives. It's like a really mesmerizing piece of art, so yeah. We love it.
Definitely very therapeutic.
Yes. Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And some things that we like to do on the weekends is that we like to hang out with the entire class or just in smaller groups and check out the restaurants and bars in the area.
Yeah, we like to have fun.
Yep.
Hi, my name is Victoria. I'm from New York. I went to the University of Pennsylvania for undergrad, and I came to Northwestern Genetic Counseling program directly from there. My favorite thing to do on the weekends is to go rock climbing or take a dance class and to explore all the different cool neighborhoods in Chicago and try their fun bars and restaurants.
Hi everyone, my name's Elizabeth. I'm a first year student here and I grew up in a southwestern suburb of Chicago called Western Springs. I went to undergraduate at University of Minnesota Twin Cities and had a gap year after I graduated where I worked as a genetic counseling assistant. There's been many great memories in the program so far. For me, one that sticks out is one that occurred early on where there's a competition every Halloween now where each program tries to have the best genetics related costume. My year decided to make a karyotype, which was a little bit of a problem because there's only 20 of us. But we were able to make it work with a couple Robertsonian translocations and missing X. It was a lot of fun. And it was great to see how my different classmates' personalities came out when they were embodying their chromosome.
Hey everyone, my name's Imara. I'm a genetic counseling student here at Northwestern. I'm from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I graduated from the University of Calgary in 2016, so I took a total of 3 years off between my undergrad and grad school. I'm going to tell you very quickly about my favorite lecture that we've had so far in the program. It was really hard to narrow it down because we've had some really interesting topics given by some phenomenal guest lecturers who are really experts in their field. But my favorite has got to be the tour we got to go on of the embryology lab at Northwestern Medicine. It was just really cool to see everything up close in person. Definitely a highlight for me. Anyways, good luck with the rest of your interviews.
Hi, my name is Alyssa Valentine, and I'm one of the students in Northwestern's program. I grew up in Southern California, Newport Beach, and I did my undergrad at UC Davis. I just graduated last June. And my favorite part of the program so far is really just the community of genetic counselors in Chicago. Everybody is so nice and welcoming, and there's literally experts in every single field, and we have those experts come and talk to us and give us guest lectures almost every single day of class. And I think that's just been invaluable to my education here at Northwestern. So that's my favorite part about the program.
Hi, my name is Sydney, and I moved to Chicago from Carbondale, Colorado. And I went to the University of Nebraska in Lincoln and got my psychology degree there. And then I ended up taking 2 years off before starting the master's program here at Northwestern. And one of my favorite places to eat in Chicago is the Chicago Diner. It's a really great vegan restaurant in Logan Square, so I would definitely recommend checking it out.
Hi, my name is Jen, and I'm a first-year student here at Northwestern. I'm from Fullerton, which is in Southern California, and I went to UC Berkeley for my undergrad. I was working for around 4 years in the Bay Area before starting grad school. I love being a part of this program, and I'm so sad that we'll be done in just about a year, but I think that that's something that my classmates and I are very aware of, and so we really try to cherish our time together. For me, since I was working before this, I'm really excited to get back to working and also to be able to finally use some of those skills that we've been practicing throughout our training. I am so excited to be able to talk to a few of you during the virtual happy hours and interview days. So I just wanted to say good luck. You're all going to do great.
My name's Andy Drakely. I'm 25. I'm a first-year genetic counseling student at Northwestern. I grew up in Champaign, Illinois, and then stayed in Champaign for college. I graduated from the University of Illinois in 2017 with a biology degree, and then spent the next 2 years as a lab tech in a hospital in Chicago before joining this program. My current clinical rotation is at University of Illinois Chicago, or UIC, their hospital and their hereditary cancer clinic. UIC serves a pretty diverse patient population, especially those in more underserved populations with in general, lower socioeconomic status. Most of the patients I've seen so far have been there for either a personal or family history of breast and or ovarian cancer, but there have been a couple more rare cancers as well. It's been great so far. My supervisor is honestly, she's awesome, both as a genetic counselor and as well as a teacher, mentor, supervisor. The fact that there are so many different hospitals and clinics and genetic counselors in Chicago, and that they all work with our program and our program only, I think is a really, really major advantage that Northwestern's program has over other programs out there.
Hi, my name is Amina, and I'm one of the first-year students at Northwestern. I'm from Toronto, Ontario in Canada, and I graduated from the University of Western Ontario in 2019 last spring before coming straight to Chicago. One of my favorite parts about the program so far has been the people. I've really enjoyed getting to know all of my classmates and all of the second years. They've all been so supportive, and it's been so much fun getting to know them. So I'm really excited for you guys for your interviews. Congratulations and good luck.
Hi, I'm Miranda Cox. I'm a first year here at Northwestern. I came from the northwest suburbs of Chicago and I went to Northern Illinois University. My favorite thing that we've done so far in the program is we had a field trip day to New Trier High School. New Trier has an amazing special education program. They have a lot of resources and they really figured the program out on how best to help those students with special needs. So we got to spend the day playing parachutes with them for their gym class and helping them make waffles. It was a really good time.
Hi, I'm Meg. I'm from the suburbs of Chicago and I graduated from the University of Wisconsin-Madison in 2019. My favorite things to do with classmates include finding free yoga and bar classes to go to, fun brunch spots, having game nights, and I think my favorite thing we did this year was our weekly wine and bachelor night because that was very helpful to decompress at the end of our longest day of class.
Hi everyone, my name is Kat and I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. I graduated from the University of Georgia in December of 2018. So I had about 9 months between my undergrad career and starting grad school. During that time, I volunteered, I shadowed and interviewed more genetic counselors, and I also worked a bunch to save money for grad school. I would say that my favorite part about Northwestern, hands down, is our people, especially our faculty and the way that they treat us. You know, Northwestern does acknowledge that this is our training program. Apologies for my dog. But they do acknowledge this is our training program. However, they really stress that from day one, we enter as members of the genetic counseling community, and they treat us as such. Also, everyone that I've met at or through Northwestern is someone that I'm really excited and proud to call a colleague in the near future, which is in about a year's time, crazy enough to believe. So yeah, those are my favorite things about Northwestern. I also wanted to say really quickly that I know this is a very unique and uncharted time in our world's history. So I want to say how proud I am of each and every one of you for continuing this admissions and application process virtually. I know this is probably not how you pictured it, and it's not how we pictured it for you guys, but we are so excited to meet all of you through all the virtual platforms. So please keep your chins up, and we'll see you all very soon. All the best.
Hi everyone, my name is Laura Lopez. I was born and raised in Mexico City and I went to a university called Tec de Monterrey. One of my favorite things about Chicago is the food. There are so many good restaurants all over the city that I literally cannot pick just one. But if you're ever in town and are looking for a recommendation or someone to go with you to try a new place, let me know. So that was a little bit about us. In the next section of the video, we will answer some of the questions that we asked or we wish we had asked when we interviewed last year. Enjoy.
The interviews are really about getting to know you as a person and learn about your personality and how you interact with people, what you might be like in a group, what you might be like in challenging circumstances. Basically, it's to see if you're a fit for the program, and it's really about seeing if the program is a fit for you. So take a deep breath, relax. You are here virtually because our faculty believe that you are absolutely qualified to become a genetic counselor, and so it's all just about showing who you are.
I remember that my interview day was a very long one, but I also remember that it was a really, really fun one. So, soak in every minute that you can. The faculty was my main deciding factor for choosing to come to Northwestern. So really enjoy that time and space that you have with them on your interview day. You guys are all going to do great. Best of luck.
The shorter program does definitely is noticeable in how you take your courses. Part of it is that we just got finished up with our winter quarter, which is pretty widely considered accepted as our most challenging, most time intensive quarter, and the first fall quarter as well was entirely classes, and so a lot of class time early on, but it's all very manageable. I think at some point this quarter, every single person was feeling overwhelmed, like there's no way that they could get everything done they needed to. But everybody makes it through. Everybody makes it through every single year. The leadership, the directors, the professors, everybody, they all understand what our schedule's like, and they all, for the most part, know what's going on in other classes, and so I think they're very understanding of what kind of time we have and what kind of time it takes to do different assignments, and so I think for the most part they're pretty understanding, and at times, like I said, there'll be times where you'll feel absolutely overwhelmed, and you just got to keep working through it, and it eventually is done, and you're fine, and you're past it, and you can move on and do more fun things like get to your rotations and whatever else. So I think the workload is tough. It's tougher than anything I did in undergrad, but again, it's all stuff that I want to learn, so stuff that's exciting to learn for the most part. So it's definitely worth it.
I think that the main advantage of being in a shorter program, though, is that you get a head start on job searching. I've seen so many of my second years get jobs even like months before their graduation date, which is really reassuring to be able to see as a first year.
Now, this is a question that gets asked a lot. We know the application process is very hard and stressful and competitive, but honestly, once you start the program, it is all about supporting and collaborating with each other. Every single faculty member, lecturer, supervisor, and classmate wants you to succeed. So we all help each other out a lot. Honestly, we spend so much time with each other that you get to know both classmates and faculty members very, very, very well. I think this is something that Northwestern does very, very well, which is it creates a very supportive network of people around you. And every single person wants you to be a successful genetic counselor, and they'll help you get there. It's something that I'm very grateful about the program.
So, Research Happy Hour is a way that we are able to find thesis advisors and different topics for our thesis. Most of us coming in didn't really have an idea of what we wanted to do for a research project. So, genetic counselors, doctors, people in the genetics field in general come. They have a list of ideas that we are given ahead of time so we can kind of plan out who we want to go talk to about their ideas, or if you have an idea that kind of sounds similar to one of theirs, you're able to go meet with them and talk to them. That's how I found my thesis advisor, and I know a lot of people in the class found theirs that way. So it's a great opportunity to meet people that have similar research ideas as you and to get that process rolling.
So the dual degree with bioethics is an additional master's. It's a master's in medical humanities and bioethics. It's designed to be done in the same 18 months as the genetic counseling program, though there's a final project that you can complete after. It encompasses one extra 3-hour class at night each week. For all of the semesters of the program, of the genetic counseling program, and then a weekly lunch lecture series on Thursdays called the Montgomery Lectures in Medical Humanities and Bioethics. It's really wonderful. Even if you don't do the bioethics program, I highly recommend attending. I'm one of the students in the MHB program, and so our cohort is about 10 of us, and it's comprised of working doctors, some other health professionals, some individuals who are just getting this master's because they're interested in it, and medical students, and myself, the genetic counseling student. I believe that the cohort above me was around 11 or 12. It's sort of hovers around there, and it's really nice and intimate, and you get to have a really wonderful relationship with the individuals in your cohort as well. We're all coming from different perspectives and different disciplines, which is really valuable. I think you guys are going to hear more about the MHB program on your interview day, but my email is somewhere in the resources that have been provided to you, and please feel free to reach out to me if you have questions or want to talk more about it.
So if you're not an American citizen, then figuring out visas and immigration can seem kind of daunting at first, but don't worry, you're not alone. And a few of us have already been through this process, so we're happy to help you in any way that we can. One thing that's important to know is that you'll be assigned an advisor right from the summer who will help you to get your immigration process started and set up your visa, and they will be your go-to point of contact from then throughout your time at Northwestern. They'll help you with keeping your immigration status valid and any questions that you might have. Another thing that's really helpful is that there's an international student orientation that the graduate school hosts at the very beginning of the year, and there you can learn information about how to upkeep your immigration status and also how to extend your visa beyond graduation if you decide to stay in Chicago or move somewhere else in the US. If you have any other questions specific to visa and immigration status that we might be able to help with, feel free to ask us at any point throughout your interview, and good luck!
So, like I mentioned in my bio, I took 1 year off before coming here to Northwestern, and I was working full-time at the time, and it definitely was difficult at first because you go from being able to separate work life from your personal life in a way, but I think that we have just been, all of us have been in school. This is what we've been trained for in a sense. So I think that once I got into the program and was starting to take the classes again, it got easier over time.
Yeah. For me, since it had been 3 years, I really was spending a lot of time working and also like volunteering and taking additional classes just kind of to help get myself ready for this program. So I was really used to being busy all the time and having my evenings not necessarily be free. So that transition wasn't that hard for me to come into school from there, but it was more so just the financial aspect was a bit more challenging for myself, just not having an income. When you're here, you are so busy and so focused on becoming the best GC you can be that you don't really have time to work. And so really just learning how to be a bit more strict with my budget and sometimes having to sacrifice some of that kind of stuff was a bit more of the challenge for myself.
I worked for 2 years in a clinical laboratory as a technician after college with very set hours, 7:30 to 4 every single day. So I had so much free time in the afternoons and the evenings. I think that was the biggest challenge in going back to school. I got so used to having that freedom and kind of being able to do whatever I wanted after work and meet up with friends without, planning ahead. And, I think that made this transition, a little bit hard. I knew before starting though this would be tough, and it took a while to really get into it, get into the routine and make friends understand, why you have to keep saying no to hang out, to go do stuff when you didn't have to say no before. I think that having a class full of people with the same schedule and the same or very similar responsibilities as you really helps, and you definitely do get into the routine, the flow of things eventually, and it definitely helps to know that you're doing this for a reason, that you're working towards something really great, and you're making this sacrifice to be able to have this, obviously in my opinion, and I assume in yours, this really awesome career.
For myself, coming from Canada, it has been a little bit of a transition, just kind of getting used to the American lifestyle. I mean, personally, I didn't think I had an accent until I came here, but everybody's making fun of me for saying pasta instead of pasta, and like I say sorry instead of sorry. So, I'm assimilating, I'm getting there, but the transition really hasn't been all that hard. And especially coming from Vancouver, it's a fairly large city. I mean, it's not nearly as big as Chicago, but the transition really it's been quite smooth. It hasn't been hard at all. I think the hardest part for myself has just been being away from my family and my friends at home. When I did my undergrad, I was, about 30 minutes away from my parents' house, and so I could go back whenever I wanted and really hang out with all my friends from high school and all that stuff. So it's definitely been a challenge for me to kind of move away for the first time, and especially go so far away. But it really has made me closer to my friends here and my classmates and all that. And really has kind of made us become a family of sorts, because a lot of us are from elsewhere. So your turn.
Yeah, no, I definitely echo a lot of Jess's concerns as well in myself. I was from a suburb in California, and moving to a big city was really daunting, but I think it's just been really exciting to be here. There's so much to do, so much to see, and it's really just it's been such a great time here. And I did have like other initial concerns when I moved here, but over time, like those have slowly like started to go away. Like for example, like the weather, just like being from California, it's sunshine all the time, mostly. But like I had never experienced anything like a snowstorm or like staying indoors because of that. But just like having a good coat and good boots was a lifesaver, and it really wasn't as bad as I had initially thought. And then also just transiting everywhere. So in California, that's just not really as much of a thing. But just like, I think it's just been really great, and it's definitely the way to go in Chicago. Just because like there's so many buses, and there's the L that takes you really anywhere, just into downtown or out of downtown. So it's been really great, and it's definitely been a lot better than I had initially thought. So yeah, the transitions has been overall really smooth.
We're making it work.
Yep.
So I knew that I wanted to live with people outside the program for a little bit of balance. So I actually went on the Chicago Housing Facebook page. I just kept looking through posts until I found people who needed roommates that was the right combination of people, place, and price. It was a really busy page during the late spring and early summer months of last year, so there were a lot of options to choose from. And now I live in Lakeview, and I can call 2 Facebook strangers close friends.
So I know housing can be kind of confusing in Chicago because it's a big city, things are expensive, and people don't know like where's a fun area. So what I ended up doing in Chicago, realtors aren't paid for by the person that's renting, they're paid for by the company that you rent from. So I used a realtor who's able to show me like different apartments in my budget and in areas that she thought were a good fit for me. And so that was really helpful. Not everybody used it, but that's how I went about finding housing. So that I would definitely be willing to pass on that information to anybody.
I chose Northwestern because of the community and the energy and the people. I felt incredibly welcomed and wanted and warm when I interviewed, and every single interaction that I had with the faculty, with the current students, with students who had previously graduated, just showed me that this was an environment that I knew that I would be very supported in, challenged in the best ways, and that it would be a lot of fun.
Last year when I was in your shoes trying to decide which program I wanted to attend, something that really stuck out to me about Northwestern was the rotations. There are sites all over Chicago and outside of the city, giving you the chance to work with a really diverse population. Working in all these different clinics and hospitals also gives you the opportunity to see how different systems are run and how genetic counselors have really different styles. Another cool thing about Northwestern and its rotations is that you get the chance to work in a specialty or a subspecialty that most genetic counselors don't get the chance to practice in before they graduate from their program.